Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Durrell Beck, and I'm going to be changing my name to Brandon San Angelo. This is my daily vlog for February 17th, I think? I don't know. You're going to have to check the date I uploaded this. I'm going off the cuff here. Yesterday I felt really restless, and I think you can actually see that pretty well in the actual vlog. But today it's different. It's surprising to me how different just the way I feel really impacts my behavior, and it kind of reminds me of, I've never seen the movie, and so I'm not even gonna say what the movie's title was, but I watched a YouTube video about a philosophic outlook on a very popular philosophic movie, and in the movie, a big philosophic point is about the different kinds of people that you are. Like, we all are searching for like this ultimate being, the ultimate person, and the movie challenges it by accepting that there are different versions of you. The version you are when you're alone, the version that you are when you're alone feeling well or unpleasant, the version of you where you're with friends and family, the version of you when you're at work. There's a lot of different kinds of people out there, and I think a big part of accepting reality is accepting the fact that we are different people. Yesterday I was feeling restless. I wanted to do something. I wanted to make something. I wanted to do something, but every time I would start to do anything, I would be immediately uninterested and think there should be something else I should be doing. And then I'll start doing the next thing. I'll play Minecraft for a moment, and then I'll get bored and jump to the next thing. I'm searching for something. I'm restless. I want to be doing something, and I feel like I have time to be doing something, but I'm not doing anything, and that makes me even more, restless. And today was almost the exact opposite. Today I felt like I just had purpose in enjoying myself, the company of myself. Um, we went to the hospital for the ultrasound, and no, not the ultrasound, the where they put the gel on, the ultrasound, right? But not the one with the picture, the one with just like the little machine that you can listen to the heartbeat. I dropped Natalie off at the front entrance of the hospital, and then I drove around the hospital twice trying to find a parking spot because we have no money. We're broke. Well, okay, we have money, but it's not our. It's not fun money. It's not parking money. It's grocery money and bill money. Um, but we didn't have any money to park, and so I drove around the hospital twice trying to find a parking spot, and like the closest one I could find was across the street, which sounds like an easy walk, but it's about a 10-minute walk just across the street from the main door of the hospital to across the street. And I parked across the street, and a woman comes up to me and is like, "You can't park here without paying." And I was like, "Oh." And then I was about to leave, but then they're like, "Do you want my parking thing? Because I'm leaving." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, thank you." I was really embarrassed, but I put it in my window. I locked my door, and then I quickly tried to cross the street. I took that 10-minute walk, and I was tired, and I was irritable, and I was grumpy, but the only thing I really wanted to do was I wanted to make it in time to hear the baby's heartbeat. And by the time I actually got into the maternity ward, I made it just in time when the doctor was ready to see Natalie. And that was really nice. I made it just in time. The doctor was asking so many different questions, and Natalie was answering them all. We had all the paperwork to sign, and we had all these different questions that we were asking. But finally, I got to hear that heartbeat, and the baby has been so difficult to get heartbeats in the past, just because she was always very she was hiding all the time. But this time, immediately, she put that thing, because I assume the baby is a lot bigger, and so it's probably easier to hear the heartbeat. But immediately, I heard the heartbeat, and at first, I was like surprised at how fast, and I was like, "Is this really the heartbeat?" And she sounds beautiful. The doctor said she sounds beautiful. And every single time we go to these meetings, I just feel better because I was like, okay, the baby is healthy, the baby's doing well. Natalie is doing well despite how difficult this pregnancy is on her. Um, but Natalie and I, we didn't have money to park, but we had money for coffee. We went and got a cup of coffee, and I had a really nice cup of coffee, and then I let her sit at the cafeteria while I walked back to get the car so I could pull up and pick her up. And the walk back to the car was just really pleasant, and I was firmly in the moment, and it was the sun was shining. It was warm despite how cold it is. It was wonderful. And it made me think, what is the difference between today and yesterday? Why is it so easy for me to experience the moment, be in the moment now than it was yesterday? And I was thinking about the different kinds of people that we are. The person that I am alone and restless is different from the person that I am alone and enjoying a nice walk. And it's like, when I am restless, what are things that I can do? Not necessarily to feel better, not necessarily to like completely change the kind of person that I am in the moment, but to not be so anxious about it. And I mean, should I accept the fact that I am restless and just continue forward and be restless, or should I accept that no matter what I do, it's not going to be the thing that I want to do? Or should I just pick something to do and just really put all of my focus and energy on that thing, regardless if it's something that I think I should be doing or not, like reading a book or playing a game, or, you know, I'm not exactly sure, but it really made me it really made me think about the person that I am today in this moment, speaking directly to the camera, and the person that I am when I'm restless and I want to be doing something, or the person that I am before bed when I'm purely ravenous and I just want to eat, or the person that I am when I'm just taking a walk to my car. And it's really interesting. Yesterday, I had a thought because I was at work yesterday, and my mom stopped in the studio. She was talking about karma, and my mother and I are both very interesting thinkers. We like to think a lot about different interesting things, but she is a lot more spiritual focused, and I'm a lot more agnostic focused, I guess you could say. I'm not sure. But she was talking about karma, and immediately the first thing that I thought was, I don't know if I necessarily believe in karma. I don't think it's hard for me to like accept free will, and for there to be a reaction to an action. That makes sense, but to commit some sort of cosmic sin and to be punished for it, I'm not exactly sure whether or not that's tangible. And I was thinking, why is it that it's easier for me to think about the quote-unquote different versions of myself, instead of searching for one singular deep down person, I'm contemplating these different kinds of people, but it's hard for me to accept the karma. And then I was thinking to myself, it just might come down to, if I can think about it and I can apply it, if I can think of an idea like existentialism and I can apply it to my life, it's not necessarily that I'm accepting that it's a fundamental truth of like cosmic divinity. Whereas if I were to accept karma and firmly believe in it, that is an assumption that I am making about how the fundamental rules of cosmic reality work. if I were to accept karma, that's me accepting, I know how this works, and I am aware, I know how the cosmos functions. I know how um, the world works, and a human can't do that. Karma is a very interesting um, idea, and so is knowledge of the afterlife or knowledge on religion. But it's not something that I personally can. It's not something that I can personally prove to myself, because if I were to accept it, that would mean me accepting the fact that I think I know more than I actually should. I want to be more cautious with the things that I firmly accept or believe, when it comes to something intangible, like when I argue I would rather accept existentialism. It's more so just because existentialism isn't really an understanding of, it's not really an understanding of how the cosmos functions. It's more of a thought of how we place ourselves in how this functions, if any of that makes any sense. I just it's not something that I can prove. If it's not something that I find myself thinking about, then it's probably something that is meant to mislead. Despite the fact that, if people hurt you in some way, you'd want them to, be punished for it. Or if you do something good, you'd want to be rewarded for it. But I don't think the cosmos really functions that way. I don't think I'm important enough to, get what's coming to me. Not necessarily as a someone who disbelieves in karma, because I can't say whether, I can't prove it, I can't deny it. But I don't think I personally am important enough for the cosmos to really care that much about whether or not I deserve for justice or rewards, But it was an interesting thought, at least. I'm 30 years old, and I have a lot of life ahead of me. And as I get older, time starts going faster. Days are getting shorter, weeks are getting shorter, years are getting shorter. But I'm not getting anxious about some end goal or some purpose or something that I need to do. I'm enjoying the process of growing. This is an intangible thought, and it's more of like an interesting thought rather than it's something that I actually believe in. But I was kind of comparing, because Natalie's pregnant, right? And I was comparing what kind of experience is this baby experiencing, for lack of a better word. What is it like to be a uterus, inside a uterus? What is it like to be existing almost as one with your mom, where the reality is there is no outside. All the outside experience that you get is external phenomena, external sounds, external pressure. What is it like? What is your perspective inside the womb? And I was comparing, well, what if we were, quote unquote, in some sort of womb? Like, we're growing until when we die, we are born into some other kind of existence. Um, I was just thinking, my little Elodie is just flipping around, kicking, stretching. They're not necessarily forming conscious thought yet, but they're growing rapidly, and I'm so excited to meet her. I am just so excited to see what kind of person she grows up to, and it really makes me really appreciate how far my son has grown, and I can see the kind of person that he is and the kind of person that he's growing into. And you know, I wonder what happens when I pass away, but that's not going to be for a long time. And so I kind of just want to sit here and enjoy it, enjoy spending time with my wife, enjoy spending time with my son, and enjoy the 18 years where I get to spend time with my daughter and see her grow up before my eyes, and do everything that I can for her and my son and my wife, and what can I do for myself to better myself, and just enjoy the process. I'm excited. I'm very optimistic, but I think I've been kind of rambling on for a little bit too long, so I hope you are enjoying your Tuesday, 17th, the 17th of February, Tuesday, I think. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.